Next, we have Ruby Quinn in the queue. Ruby, what's your
Hey, how's
question?
the sound?
Good.
Awesome. Just a quick question for Father Stephen D. Young. I'm a former XJW, and I constantly run into problems with traditions like icons, intercessions, and authority. And recently, I saw a clip of you saying something to the effect of, we can't question our bishop or we can't disagree with them. I have since gotten clarification from my local priest, but I wanted to ask you, what would your advice be for someone like me, coming from a cult background and hearing something like that about orthodoxy and coming across this phrase that has been told to me, and that is, I left one cult for another.
Yeah.
How would you respond to that if you were me, and what would your advice be for me?
Yeah. So when I talk about obedience to someone's spiritual father and to someone's bishop, I'm talking about, first of all, and this is the biggest element that's the difference with a cult. I'm talking about in matters over which they have authority. Right? So your bishop saying, here is what the church teaches and what you should believe about Christ's human and divine natures, right? He has the authority to tell you that, right? Where you can go, what you could do, where you should live, right? Who you can be friends with, which of your family members you do and don't talk to and when. All of those things, those are not things he has authority over. Okay. Those aren't things he can tell you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Your spiritual father has a little different relationship with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he only has authority over things that you bring to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you come to him and you ask him, I'm not sure what I should do, right? And he gives you an answer, then you should be obedient to the answer he gives you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you shouldn't bring things to him like, what cereal should I eat for breakfast? Or, right? I have this job and it's a good job, but I got this other job offer. Should I take it? Right? You can ask his advice about that. But I mean, that's not something that he's, right, can tell you what to do, right? But if you ask him a question like, is this a sin? Then you should listen to and obey his answer. Because again, that's the area he has authority over. That's the place where he's your guide,
Right.
spiritually. So to me, that's the biggest difference, is that when you're in a cult situation, you have a leader or someone in authority over you where it's like authoritarian and it's totalitarian. It's your whole life that they're trying to control. And if you did encounter a priest somewhere who did that, right, then that's abuse, and that priest needs to be reported to his bishop for doing that, and he'll be disciplined for that, right? And if there's a bishop that's doing that with people in his church, then he needs to be reported to his synod of bishops, and they will deal with that. And I'm not going to name names, obviously, but within this century, within the last 26 years, there was a bishop in a major jurisdiction of the United States who started acting like that with some people and is no longer a bishop because of it, right? So there are ramifications for that when that gets reported to fellow bishops, right? So to me, that's the big distinction. So when I'm reiterating that, I'm being critical of a certain type of Orthodox person who goes online and says that their bishop is a heretic and says that their bishop is wrong about things that their bishop has authority over. And I'm saying you can't do that as an Orthodox Christian.
Oh, okay. I understand now. Thank you for the clarification. That was really heavy for me when I saw that. Okay, thank you. And just the last part, what would your advice be for someone like me when I come across roadblocks with traditions?
I think be patient with yourself. there are a lot of these things like venerating icons and praying to saints and things that when you've been brought up a certain way, right? Even if you intellectually say, oh, there's no problem with it, it still feels weird. It
does. It really does.
And not natural. But part of that is because those things make sense within the context of the whole Orthodox Church. And so the longer you're Orthodox and the longer you're living an Orthodox life and living within that world, the more those things start to make sense. And so that's why I say be patient. I've had a lot of people come into the church from different Protestant and other backgrounds who, for example, they'll be a catechumen and sometimes even they get received into the church and I don't see them venerating icons very much, right?
Yeah.
And then one day, all of a sudden they do. Right? They start doing it. And it wasn't because I preached a brilliant sermon or gave them a brilliant argument. It's just one day it kind of clicked for them.
Okay.
And so because of that, I don't really push people, right, who are new coming into the church. I don't push on them. I don't pressure people to do things that they're not comfortable with yet. You just got to be patient with it, and it'll kind of come together and click.
All right. Thank you so much for your answer. I'll catch you another time. Have a great night.
Thanks, Ruby. It's a very polite caller. You know, I feel like it can't really be understated. It's like this basic idea that things that are new just seem weird to people, and you just need time. Like, of course, everything new is strange, right? Like,
yeah. Like if I move to another country, to take it out of a religious context, if I moved to another country, there would be a lot of things that would seem weird to me and that I wouldn't understand, right? Like, why are people doing that? Right?
Why are they eating gravy and fries?
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
Cheese
right?
curds.
Like, I remember the first time I was in England when I was 17, I went down to breakfast at the place we were staying, and they had like the stack of toast. And I took 2 slices of bread and put them in the toaster. And as soon as they popped up, I started putting butter on them. And the British guy behind me was like, ugh.
What?
Because they serve toast cold. They make toast and just have a stack of like cold toast.
How are you going to melt the butter on it?
You're putting the butter on it while it's still hot. He was like, "Oh, what's wrong with you?" You know, and I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" Like, right? Like, there's just things that seem strange, right? And then, but if I moved there and I lived there, right, I would, you know.
Yeah.